What's up, people? You're watching Things on Fire. Don't go anywhere. Keep it locked.
Right?
We're fun. We're creative.
We're cool.
We're intelligent. We're spiritual.
We're good looking.
We're Teens on Fire!
Unstoppable. Yes, we are.
Did you know that more than 90% of girls aged 15 to 17 want to change something about their physical appearance? On the show today, we're talking about self-esteem. Stay tuned, this is Teens on Fire.
Hi, I'm Christian Throne. Don't change that dial. You're watching Teens on Fire.
Don't change the channel because you're watching Teens on Fire.
Welcome back to Teens on Fire. So, first things first, what is self-esteem? Christian, can you enlighten us?
Self-esteem. Self-esteem, I will define it as the confidence one has in himself, in his abilities, in his appearance, just in him generally, in his being. The confidence one has, the confidence that enables them to stand outside in the crowd, that enables them not to be able to stand outside, one that enables them to be confident with some people, not to be confident with some people. And you know, there are varying levels of self-esteem. What someone with this, you might have a lot of self-esteem, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you can do anything, you can be crazy. But then you can be able to talk on stage, but then someone else might be able to talk on stage, but might not be able to talk on air. Self-esteem just changes, it's like there are varying levels of self-esteem. There's no high, low, like varying levels of self-esteem. Thank you.
So it's kind of like a spectrum. There are different
Yes.
levels and everyone is somewhere on that spectrum. So Timmy, what would you describe self-esteem as?
Self-esteem is a personal satisfaction in oneself.
So it's more about yourself, not about like how you feel about your achievements. It's an individual.
Yeah, it's more about yourself.
Okay. So Chidima, from a girl's point of view, what do you think is like something that can affect the way you feel about yourself?
From a girl's point of view, I think they are dressing like when their friends see them dressed this way or that way, some of them may talk low about them, some of them will talk high. So they should believe in themselves. They should, what they want to wear, they can wear. They don't care about whatever people say. Yeah.
So the way the way your friends make you feel about your clothes, like for a girl.
Yeah.
So it's like peer pressure from your friends to dress a certain way can give you either low self-esteem or high self-esteem. Gabriel, from a boy's point of view, like asking someone in the audience, from a boy's point of view, what do you think could affect how a boy would feel about themselves?
Sometimes when people don't like you, that's like the way you behave. Maybe normally some people don't like quiet people, some people don't like the way some people behave, some are dumb, some like. So it's not that some people like, it's not like they are really dumb. Inside them they have this great future, great something in them. But they have this low esteem for themselves, and when they see that people don't notice them, people don't talk to them, people don't come towards their area, like their side, like towards them, they begin to have this depression towards, and their potentials become very low. So they find themselves not doing what they want to do.
So you'd say that it's like if people don't pay attention to you, maybe if you're quiet or you're shy, then it can affect your self-esteem because you feel like you don't matter, feel unnoticed. So taking off from that point, so we're looking at low self-esteem. Christian, what do you think can make someone like feel low about themselves?
There's several things that could make someone feel low about themselves. One might be their social status, where they appear to be socially, kind of groups they interact with, like back in the olden days when they were aristocrats and all those kind of people. So they might not see that if you were inferior, if you're just a commoner, he couldn't compare himself because they were rich, they had status, they were invited to all the events, all the gatherings, they knew the kings, they knew the queens, everything. So because of that, if you believe you are of a lower class than everyone else, you might be of a different. Also race, some races think or feel inferior because they come from a poor background or poor heritage, something like that. But then, when they are in prison, they might not feel like they have a voice. Also, your achievements can also make you feel like if you believe you've underachieved, and when you're in the face of someone who has done lots of things, you might also think you might think you're less than them. You might think it's also your morality. What I mean by morality is like the things you think you've done. Like, you know how some people when they sin, they don't like to pray to God because they're feeling guilty. But so someone that seems to find himself doing lots of bad things, doesn't want to be in the spotlight, maybe so these things will be discovered. Person is always shy, keeps himself to prevent people from finding out about these things. And when people are talking about things, or people are giving good opinion, they might feel like they're just bad people, so they cannot release anything good. Their fruits cannot be good. And people for such people, it's not like that. You can always, God is there, God loves them, and forgiveness. And so thank you very much.
Well, you've given us like so many points. Does anyone in the audience have anything to say about this? Yeah, what do you think?
I think criticism also makes someone think low about himself. When you're always being criticized by your friends, whatever you do, they just take it as a disadvantage on you. Whatever you do, they don't congratulate you. They don't praise you. They just say you are doing as in rubbish, that it doesn't make sense. You just start feeling as in disdain. You won't feel yourself and you just become low. Yeah.
You know, I agree with that actually, because I think as human beings, I think we all need praise in some form. Like we need to be appreciated. When you feel like, you know, if you've worked really hard on something and you've done you feel like you've done something really well, like you've written an essay or you've done something, you just know that it's good, and then you show people and people are just like nobody cares. It can make you feel like worse by yourself if it happens repetitively. Lillian, I saw your hand earlier.
Self-esteem, low self-esteem starts from the home, whereby the parents talk the individual down. It goes a long way. You know, we could overcome outside world, but the main issue is from your family, from your background.
So it starts at home.
When your parents talk you down, they say awful words like you're stupid, you're useless, you can never be this, that. And you go outside, people will add theirs. So the best part is parents should always uplift their children, no matter what. See the positive side in them to help them so they can go outside and overcome the world.
And you know, most especially in this dark world that we live in, a home has always been like an escape from the pressures of the world. The thing is, somewhere you go, you rest, you feel safe, you feel comfortable. But then when you now come back and your home is now another place where there's some oppression, another source of an oppression. Yeah. So how would that person feel? What would that person escape to?
I feel like there's no
I don't think parents should not act like that. Parents should always make sure to bring out the positive side in their child. They should reprimand them and make them know, like, not negative. If they do something wrong, reprimand them and show them, let them know that it's negative. And I think that nowadays too much emphasis is made on the punishment or the action. The whole point of punishment was established so that we can learn something from it. But then not enough emphasis is being placed on the learning of what we're supposed to do after the thing. So they should look for the positive side, encourage them, and make sure they learn everything from their mistake, not just to just defeat them and punish them and just pressure them. So I think we should encourage parents to do this. And for someone in such a place, if there's your home, if it's outside, there's nowhere to go to the church. No matter where, if any other place is bad, the church is somewhere where you can find refuge and have God comfort you. Thank you.
So now that we've spoken about like how someone can get over time develop low self-esteem, what do you think would be an effect on this person's future? Like how they get on with their lives? Deborah, can you shed some light on that?
Yeah, I think that after the person is being oppressed or the person is being reprimanded every time by their parents and their peers, the person tends to become lonely. Like the person's afraid to make friends. There's this type of phobia that just comes in because of the fact that they feel that when they come out, that people will judge them and then they won't be able to speak their mind. So they just withdraw themselves from every type of of activity. Like Christian said, they will have to go to the church because the church is where your refuge is, obviously. But when the person is being oppressed, the person becomes, after they come out from the church and all that, the person becomes sad. Like there's this type of anger or this type of depression that just comes, that just comes over the person. So the person is just afraid of everything because they feel that everybody will judge them wherever they are.
So
I
low
think
self-esteem breeds fear and like fear of judgment.
Yeah, it brings depression especially.
Okay, this has been so inspiring, touching, motivational, but now we're going to have to go on a break. During the break, we'll be hearing some shocking, mind-blowing, out-of-this-world statistics about self-esteem. Don't go anywhere. This is Teens on Fire, and we'll be right back.
Hi, everybody. This is Deborah, and you're watching Teens on Fire. Don't touch that dial.
Don't change the channel because you're watching Teens on Fire. Don't change the channel because you're watching Teens on Fire.
Wow, those are some stunning facts. Can you imagine living your life, like your entire life, thinking that something's wrong with you? But like, I'm gonna throw that out to the audience now. How do you really think like low self-esteem is that much of an issue? Like that many people suffer from depression and like feeling bad about themselves? Jason, can you shed some light on that?
Well, yes, I do think so, because I've seen people lose their courage on stage and they start stammering and stuttering and things like this. And it's actually a very big problem because people can't get good jobs and things like that if at the interview they lose their courage and start saying rubbish.
So you think that it is like that big of an issue because you've seen it, you've seen it in action. And you know that's true. You find a lot of people who, like they can't participate in school activities like debate. Like in my old school, we used to have like declamation contests, and there were always people who would be chosen, but they couldn't do it because they had stage fright. Like they were too afraid.
And
to
that's
stand
why,
up in
like
front of people.
most of the time, is like this self-esteem thing is a big thing because you see that the same people over and over and over and over again do things. So those people that have the high self-esteem, that are confident by themselves, have the advantage. Because even if they might not have any talent, the fact that they have their confidence, they will receive the opportunities. Because you might have the worst person to me in life is someone who has so many opportunities but then cannot take them. And if you have low self-esteem, you'll be able to have the opportunities. Even if you have all the talent, all the skills, the intelligence in this world, there'll be no way for you to use it productively if you can't take hold of the opportunities. People with high self-esteem, they take hold of the opportunities. Even if they don't have the time, even the opportunity isn't taken to the maximum it can reach its full potential, at least they take the opportunity. And that's why people that have high self-esteem have that advantage. Thank you.
I think like what you were saying, even like in a job interview, if you know you're the person like interviewing you, the employer, they wouldn't take you seriously if they're interviewing like 100 people. Once you start talking like you're mumbling and you're stammering, like it'll be hard for anyone who doesn't have like extreme patience to
listen
you know,
to
pamper you, to talk.
to bring you out of your shells.
Yeah, so it's clearly a really big problem. So Chidima, what do you think could be done to encourage people with low self-esteem?
I think they should believe in themselves.
But how can we help them to do that?
We should talk to them about God. Well, and whatever God says about them in the Bible that is true, that they are more than conquerors, that they can do what they want to do in life. They can study what they want to do, can wear what you want to wear and everything. And I think that they should have more self-confidence. They should be confident about themselves, confident about what they say. They shouldn't be nervous at every situation. They should just care about themselves less and other people.
I think I can agree with that because like I've always like learned that meditation can really help the way you feel about yourself. Like if you spend 30 minutes every day telling yourself you're wonderfully and beautifully made, like that God, like if God is for you, who can be against you? If you tell yourself things like this, like I'm strong, I'm confident, God has not given me the spirit of fear, I'm bold. Like if you say things like that to yourself for 30 minutes, like in the morning, like there's no way that you can go into your day and like be down. There's no way that someone can tell you you're stupid when you spent the past 30 minutes telling yourself that God has given you a sound mind. So if you meditate on the word, then there's no way that people can put you down, no matter how long they do it for, no matter like how many people are doing it, no matter who it's coming from. Like the word of God is like the mirror and it's the truest source.
All this talk about low self-esteem, depression is getting me tried. Can we talk about high self-esteem? Let's see high self-esteem. How can we always maintain a high and confident, full of ourselves, good self-esteem? Deborah.
I think that what Tolu said is very meaningful because when you spend 30 minutes in the morning, when you wake up, you stare at yourself in the mirror, and then you say what God says about you in the scriptures. You say that I'm beautiful and wonderfully made, that I'm more than a conqueror, that I overcome the world and everything, such things like that. You increase your self-esteem because when you believe what you say, when you believe that this is the person that created me, thinks this about me, then who can tell me something else? So when you believe that kind of thing, when you believe, you have confidence in yourself, you maintain a high self-esteem.
That's very true. It's like you're programming yourself with the words, the kind of principles that are going to guide you throughout the day. Amaka, do you have anything to contribute?
First of all, you have to accept who you are, accept yourself for who you are. Like before, I used to be made fun of because of, say, I have rabbit teeth and everything, and then I used to not smile in pictures and stuff. But now I started doing that, and I accepted myself for what I was, for what I am, and then I started smiling.
Getsimi, what do you have to say concerning this matter?
What I'll say is don't stay with bad friends because bad friends are the cause of this. Like there are some friends who don't want you to move forward in life. Like for instance, they know you're smart, you bring something to them and show them, look at this. They will like say, they know it's good, but they'll say it's nonsense, that it's bad, because they don't want you to move forward. And there are friends who too like insulting you, like issuing insultive words. Like maybe you do something that is good, they'll say, look at him, fool, why are you doing that to me? Maybe like you help a junior, like do something, they now keep insulting you. So you have low self-esteem, you don't want to help anyone again, you want to show anyone your work.
So I think we should take our final words about self-esteem today, like everyone on the panel. So Chidima, what's the last thing you'd like to say about self-esteem for the day?
I think in the types of self-esteem, that's the low and the high. We should mostly have the high self-esteem. We should believe in ourselves. And we can do more than that. Everything is possible for us because the Bible says so. And we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. Thank you.
Christian, what would you like to say about self-esteem?
Be yourself.
Be
Self-esteem. Just be yourself. Know who you are. Have confidence. No one can take you down. You can do way much more than you think you can. You have potential. Just be yourself.
And Temi, final words?
I'll say is don't listen to what people say and always know that what you are doing is correct. What you are doing is right.
I think I'd just say that if you have something that you're interested in, that you shouldn't be ashamed of it. It's kind of like the talents thing, like what I think Deborah said when we were talking about talents, that if sometimes your talent, like something that you're interested in, maybe something like small, something weird, something unique, or something that you're like ashamed of, but if you have something that you're interested in, then you shouldn't be afraid to like show it to the world, because that may be where your confidence will come from. Like everyone may love it, and if it's what you enjoy doing, then that may be the thing to help you boost your confidence if you have low self-esteem. So on that note, I think we can close the show for today. So if you want to leave us a comment or ask us a question or give your opinion, a suggestion, whatever, then you can follow us on UCOS or on Twitter, like us on Facebook, email us, contact us somehow. But we'll see you next time. Bye.
Unstoppable. Yes, we are.
Here is one reason why I love Loveworld Plus. The ability to take television beyond television. All I need to do is just take it along with me. I never have to miss a second of my favorite TV programs. The multiple mobile formats make it available to me anytime, anywhere, and best of all, on any device. Loveworld Plus, taking you beyond television.